Hello, my darlings. Welcome to True Scary Tales to Tell in the Dark, Chapter 4. I know you probably had plenty of time to listen to Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. If you haven't, I'll be surprised. What have you been doing this whole time? Because I was away for a while, so you should have had plenty of time to check out those other 3 episodes. But if you haven't, you can always do it later. I probably said this in my last video. The good thing about these series is these stories aren't related, so you can watch them out of order. But anyway, I'm back with new episodes for you, and this is Chapter 4. And I want to say that I'm glad that you're joining me here tonight. And for all my new subscribers, welcome to After Dark Fairy Tales. And I hope you enjoy the content. And I hope these stories are relaxing and, well, creepy. And I've been away for a little while. I've been doing a few things. I just posted my novel on Amazon, but it's a web novel, so it's in a format of what they call a serial format, where authors upload chapters of their book in an episode form, so readers can check out each episode. And some of the episodes are locked, but readers can get what Amazon calls tokens. And if you get 200 tokens, you can read the first 8 episodes of an author's book for free. So I posted the link, and I also posted a clip in this video where you can see my book and know where to go if you want to check it out. So I put the link to my novel in the description box, and I also posted the link in the comments. So if you would like to check out my novel and leave a review and read the first 8 episodes for free, I would really appreciate that. And by leaving a review, give me your opinion, lets me know that you read it and that you liked it. So every author needs feedback just to know if he or she's writing style is appealing to the public. So please do check out my novel on Amazon and let me know what you think. So I hope I gave a good explanation of why I was away. Well, it's not like I was away for a month, but I usually upload like after 5 days a new video. But I was busy with that. But and the title of the novel is called Mama Cobra. So you'll probably see it, and I hope you like the first 8 episodes. I really do. And let me know what you think about it. So, anyway, I'm going to jump right into the first story here. And this first story is titled Found. And I hope that this is going to be nice and creepy for you. Some of these stories might be a little short, and some of them are long. These stories, were shared, so I want to jump right into this one. And if you like these stories, or if you like the episode, please drop a comment and let me know. And that'll let me know that you're enjoying this. So, are you ready to hear about Found? Well, here we go. Was working in an office pretty late. 100% sure I was the only one there. The AC system shuts down at like 7 p.m. And until it does, you don't notice how much noise it was actually making. The office got extremely quiet, which is unsettling to begin with, and I had my office door closed. About 30 minutes later, I hear the muted voice of a little girl with a heavy British accent saying, "Mommy, I think he's in this one." Note, I live in the American South, so there is no good reason for a British child to be there I almost shit my pants as the door cracked ever so slightly until a real live little girl popped her head in and says, "Nope, wrong one, sorry." Turns out her American stepfather was still in the building. Okay, and that one was shared by a user named Motley Brew. What do you think? Not really scary, maybe just more surprised by the little girl, I guess. Okay, she was British, she happened to be there. I guess they were terrified by the baby. I don't know. She was looking for her daddy. What do you think? Was that scary? No, it was not scary. Come on. Let's be honest. That wasn't scary. Okay, well, on to this next one. This one is titled Haunted Clocks. At our old house, the clock on my nightstand always jumped ahead by 5-minute increments every few days. I change it out, electric battery powered. Any clock that was on my nightstand would do it. Watched our room to make sure no one was messing with me. It was just weird. Okay, well, that one was pretty short. That one was shared by username Focusly. Haunted clocks. Okay. Hopefully these stories will build up momentum, okay? Please be patient with some of these. Some of these aren't exactly that scary, so I have to be honest, that one was short. That one was too damn short, and it wasn't really that scary, okay? So we got a haunted clock. So what do we got so far? Someone startled by a baby with a British accent looking for her father, and then we got a haunted clock. Okay. All right, come on, where's the monsters? Okay, here's the next one. Now this one is titled, He Wasn't Asleep. I often visit Walmart in the wee hours of the morning. One time, I went in about 2 a.m. and noticed an elderly gentleman asleep on one of the mobility scooters at the entrance. When I left, about 20 minutes later, he was still there. I thought it was a little odd. No one from the store had woken him up, but whatever. Found out the next day he had died and spent the better part of a day on display as a corpse at the entrance to Walmart. Okay, now that one was shared by a user named Bobom Palm. Now that's a little more creepy than scary. Poor guy. He died in a mobility scooter at Walmart? Wow. That's pretty sad. And you mean to tell me people were just walking right past him? They don't know that this grandfather just sitting there slumped over in a mobility scooter at Walmart? I mean, you so busy trying to get to that discount, buy those chips, or you don't notice the old man just sitting there? Nah, whatever. That's a little more creepy than scary, I have to admit. But that's tragic. Wow, makes you not want to set foot in a Walmart, huh? Okay, on to the next one. Jeez. This one is titled Dead Cats. Years ago, when I was a senior in high school, I had a day where I wasn't feeling too great. So I decided, as I occasionally did, to skip out on my last 2 classes and head home. That meant no school buses, obviously, so I would just walk 3 miles home. Before the age of cell phones, This was a pretty long, boring hike to take, so I decided to take a shortcut through some small wooded trail along the creek. Eventually, I came across a dead cat lying in the middle of the trail. As I walked around it, I noticed another dead cat to my left. Looked to my right, and sure enough, there was another. Creeped out, I looked behind me and noticed two more, and yet another two in front of me. They were all laid out in a giant circle with one in the middle, almost like a half-assed pentagram. I speeded up the pace and got the hell out of there. Never took that trail again. Thinking back, a really weird thing is that there was no visible damage to any of the cats. No blood or cuts. They were just dead. Now, that was shared by username PME Bass Guitars. That's weird. Someone is obviously not an animal lover. Okay. Now we're killing felines here. Come on, really? Is that really necessary? Why you gotta make a floor pan out of cats? Come on. That's not cool. That's messed up. Shouldn't do that. Cats are so sweet. I love cats. I'm sure there's some people out there who don't like them or, allergic. So anyone who probably don't like cats probably love that story. So, but that's me. But anyway, this next story, this one is called Yikes. I worked for Radio Shack back in the late 90s, and I was scheduled to open on a Saturday morning. I go in the door, lock up behind me, and go to the back to get things ready, only to see my boss sitting at the chair in the back with his tie around his neck and tied up to an inventory rack with his pants around his ankles, and he's dead with his still erected dong in his hands. This is the day I started drinking heavily. Oh my God. Now that story was shared by username me and drunk R2D2. So let me get this straight. They found their boss in the back with a necktie. Okay. Tied up to an inventory rack with his pants down from his ass with his dick in his hands. Okay. What the hell? Yeah. So what the hell was their boss doing? Their boss was into some freaky stuff, huh? Wow. Well, I think it's time to quit that job. Yep. Your boss back there dead with his ding dong in his hands. Yes, it's time to quit. For sure. That boss messed up that he did a David Carradine there. Wow. Okay. That's a little more freaky than scary, but that's good. Thank you for sharing. Me drunk R2D2. Yeah. That was weird. But on to the next one. This one is called Rest in Peace Max, or Rip Max. When I was 12, my cat went missing in the summer. We lived in the country near a lot of farms, and he was an outdoor cat, but he would come home every night for his dinner. He hadn't shown up for 2 days, and I'd been roaming around the fields looking for him. The second night, I had a vivid dream where I saw him lying on his side in a field dead with his neck snapped and his tongue hanging out. The next morning, I went out as soon as I woke up and walked exactly to where his body was in a field about 600 yards from my house where I hadn't looked yet. He looked just as he did in my dream, down to the position of his body and his tongue being out. We figure he got his neck snapped by a coyote or dog. Creeped me right out, and I strongly believe that dreams can tell you things if you only pay attention. Since then, I've had other dreams that have come true or warned me of things, but this was the most vivid. It was like a photograph, and 20 years later, I can still see the image clearly in my mind. Rest in peace, Sweet Max. Now that was shared by a user named Luma Day. What in the hell is wrong with killing these cats? We got the cats in the circle. Now we got the cat found in the field with his neck broke. What's going on with these cat haters? Another dead cat on the... Oh my God, come on. That's tragic. I was hoping... Should have known by the title when it said Rest in Peace Max and we're going to find a kitty alive. Why kitty had to die, huh? Oh well, that's a little more tragic. And I wouldn't want to be around them if they're dreaming, so... And they're dreaming of the future. I don't want them to dream my future. Okay, enough blabbing. On to the next story. This one is titled Indian in the Cupboard. Once worked as a live-in staff member in a college dormitory. During the summer, we housed the few summer school students who remained on campus, nearly 30. It may be significant to point out these students tended towards the highly academically motivated, oftentimes high-stress students, if quiet. One warm day in late June, my office received a call from a concerned sibling that she and her family was unable to reach her brother, who lived by himself in a room on the summer school floor. This wasn't unusual, as our office frequently dealt with students avoiding their kith and kin due to frayed nerves or general social awkwardness. Our normal protocol to check on a student is to try to reach them by our emergency contact information. Failing that, you go check their room to verify they're living in the building and perhaps available then and there. Then have them call their family to verify we followed up on the original request. Also, we are to only enter a room with another staff member present to ensure personal safety of staff and students. I failed to reach this student on his room and mobile phone and was working short-staffed, so since I was on my own, I decided to pop up to his room and check on him. I arrived on his floor around 2 in the afternoon, and the floor seemed deserted as I had expected. I found his room number and immediately noticed the sound of a movie playing on a TV or computer from behind the door. I knocked 3 times and announced that I was a staff member checking on his health and safety. No answer. I didn't think this was that remarkable, College students are notorious for leaving electronics running while not in the room. I checked the floor showers and bathrooms and found them deserted. I returned to his door and knocked 3 more times, waiting about 20 seconds between each knock. No answer. This is when my instincts started to buzz. I worked in residence halls a number of years as a professional, and something about all the pieces of this puzzle weren't adding up. Family concerned about his health and safety, electronics running. Someone must have started them recently within the time frame of a movie runtime. Summer school students and their idiosyncratic behavior. Something wasn't right. I was by myself, so I probably let myself get more worked up than if I was with someone else. A deserted dorm floor, even at 2 in the afternoon, oftentimes evokes Kubrickian memories of the Overlook Hotel. I decided that for some sense of closure or sanity, I needed the immediate resolution of keying into this student's room, even though I was by myself and not technically supposed to do so. I knocked on the door one more time for good measure, again announced myself as the hall director. I keyed into the room, and my spider sense went off even stronger. The room appeared relatively vacant. The student appeared to be living out of a suitcase, which is unusual for someone staying no less than 8 weeks for a summer school session. The bedding was tousled like someone had been sleeping in it, and all the lights in the room were on. And as I had suspected, there was an open laptop on a desk running on battery power, playing The Matrix, but no student. I began to start rationalizing to keep from feeling unsettled. Surely the student and I had crossed paths on my way to his room. I'd never met him before, so I wouldn't recognize him otherwise, and perhaps he was just down in the lobby picking up delivery food for a late lunch. Sure, that's it. Then I turned to leave, planning on trying to reach the student later in the afternoon or that night. As I turned to leave, I noticed another odd piece of evidence. The accordion closet doors, which are removed in most rooms due to disuse, particularly single rooms like his, were still in this room, and they were closed. Odd. I couldn't remember the last time I actually saw someone use those cranky, dysfunctional doors. Then my situation spiked higher than ever. Shit. I realized I was alone in a room with a potentially suicidal student who may, in fact, have completed just that. And I am about to be that guy who discovers the body and then has a shitstorm of paperwork and undesirable tasks, not the least of which would be calling the family back to break the news. I felt like I was talking to myself when my voice cracked as I spoke to the closed doors and announced my name and title and that I would be opening those accordion closet doors in 3 seconds. I fumbled with the latch on the doors and finally managed to get them disengaged. And as I slid the doors apart, I was unprepared. I don't know what I really expected. A hanging? Gunshot wound? I'll tell you what I didn't expect. A 7-inch or 7-foot tall, dark skinned Indian man staring at me embarrassingly as though I had found his secret hangout. We stared at each other for a good 15 seconds without blinking, breathing, or speaking. I finally realized what was going on, and my natural emotion was disbelief. All I could think to say was, are you in here hiding from me? He looked at me and said, yeah. My heart was still racing. I turned to leave, and before I shut his door, I turned back to him and said, call your sister. She's worried about you. And frankly, I am too. Okay. Now that one was shared by a user named Pressure Chief. Why was he hiding in the closet? I mean, if you had a pretty cool action movie playing on your laptop, what the hell are you doing in the closet? I mean, what you hiding from? That's weird. You want to play hide and seek? Maybe you want to play hide and seek. I don't know. Big, tall guy. Was he Indian? Yeah, that's weird. Maybe he should have, I don't know. Maybe the guy who was looking for me, should have went off and counted and said, you ready or not? Here I come. And, I don't know. I'm just acting silly. That's weird. Why is he hiding in the closet? Okay. Maybe he's just really extremely shy. My God. Well, at least he found him and he wasn't dead, so that's a good thing. I didn't know where that was going. I thought he was going to find him dead or something, but still a little more mysterious and scary. So hopefully I'm going to stumble up into a more horrifying tale somewhere in here. So, but on to this next one. Now this one is pretty short. This one is titled, Then Who Was Security? Okay. Security at my old building came by to change the locks. Then a few hours later, security came by to change the locks. Now that was shared by username HCK126A9102. Okay, this user who shared this, their name sounds like a UPS tracking number. Okay. That was short, so let me get this straight. The first security wasn't really security, I'm guessing, and then the real security came a few hours later. Okay. That's just great. So who were the first guys? Well, that was short and a little creepy, I guess. Come on, users. You give me more than that. I wanted to find out more about the second security. What's that about? Why they coming to change the locks again? What the hell? Okay, well, moving on. That was interesting. That was short from the user with the UPS tracking number name. And this next one is called, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. This one is titled Cat. Here we go. I don't seem like a lot of my users don't like cats very much, do they? Okay. I'm entering a disclaimer. It was not a mountain lion. I live in the sticks in Michigan, but a decent-sized neighborhood with about 20 houses. Our streets make 2 circles. I was home with my toddler who was taking a nap. I'm on my back porch drinking coffee around noon. There's a piercing scream that seems to last at least 30 seconds. I'm startled, so I go out of my fence and walk up my driveway to look around. There's a man hauling ass down the street, cradling his arm and dripping blood on the concrete. He sees me and shouts, "Did you see that fucking cat? Which way did it go?" I saw no animal. I asked if he needed help, but he declined, saying an ambulance was on its way and just needed to find the cat. Perplexed, I pulled off my long sleeve and handed it to the guy, telling him to at least wrap his injury. He holds up his arm and his fingers are mangled. "A house cat did this to you?" As I gently help him wrap his hand. "This wasn't a regular cat. We just have to find him." So I help him look. So do a few of our neighbors. Ambulance arrives a few houses down at his place, so we walk down and sit on the curb. Suddenly, commotion from the other way and a half a dozen people sprinting to the cul-de-sac to corner this animal. It disappears around a house and we hear a volley of barking. Another man comes from behind the house, running at full speed towards the ambo. I'm still sitting with the bloody guy, and running guy gives him a tissue. I almost fainted and probably would have if I were standing, and it was bloody guy's thumb and first finger with a bit of tissue and nasty. We never caught the cat, and I didn't get a good enough look at whatever it was to figure it out. Bloody guy said he was weeding his garden and this giant black fuzzy thing with teeth and a tail chopped his hand under the bush and ran. He tried to follow it, but it was too fast. He said it stood taller than his knees, and he was like 6'5". He got his digits stuck back on property, though, and has since fenced his backyard. Well, that one was shared by a user named BirthJew. Well, I don't know. Was that a cat or was that something else? Was it a chupacabra? That's a rumored creature that's kind of like a half bat, but it says about the size of a man. I don't know. What do you think about that one? That's a little weird. Something ate his fingers like they were hot dog wieners, so, Well, that's strange. I wouldn't want to live in that neighborhood. I know that for damn certain. But, that's pretty creepy. I kind of like how the user refers to the guy who got attacked by, they call him Bloody Guy. Wow. Well, feel so sorry for the bloody guy. I hope he got his digits back. Well, I hope you're enjoying these stories. I know that some of them are kind of probably not as scary, but a little more creepy in a weird way. But you let me know what you think about these, and I'll be back with some more episodes for you. Like I said, I was away for a while before because I was busy doing my novel and uploading to Amazon. So if you'd like to check it out, please do. I put the link in the comments and in the description box so you can. But I'll be back with chapter 5. This was chapter 4. Now you can admit, you probably thought some of these stories were a little lame. They're not as scary, but they're a little more mysterious. But hopefully, I'll get to a real juicy one. So. But let me know what you thought about tonight's episode and if you enjoyed it and enjoyed my narration. And I'll be back next time. I hope you're taking care and having a good time in spite of things that's been going on in the news. But hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope I was able to bring some good entertainment to you tonight with some of these weird and wacky and short ass stories. My God, some of them are so short. Really, they're shorter than my pinky finger. But I'll bring some more juicy ones next time. So, and the users that shared them, I want to thank them. And I don't know, they, like I said, I know I said this 100 times. Some of these are supposed to be true, but I don't know. The one with the black fuzzy thing that bit the guy's finger is called, I don't know. Maybe that might have been true. But anyway, let me know what you thought about tonight's episode. Please don't be afraid to comment. I won't bite. And you can tell me whether you liked them or you thought these stories were kind of lame. But I'll be back next time. And until you hear me again, good night, my darling.